In this module, we will be looking at how to create a Google form from your Drive. The first thing you want to do is go to New on the left-hand side. Google Forms usually is not in the initial bar, so you're going to have to hit More, but then it should be next on the list, Google Forms, and you're going to click that, and it'll open up a new window. Forms is an awesome resource for creating tests, quizzes, and surveys that you can get instant responses from. There are a couple key things that we are going to be looking at today. The first is up here at the top, you have some different functions. The fun one, color palette, you can kind of change the color of your form. Also, you can preview it as you add on questions, and then the wheel here is settings. So if you are working with a school system, then you may or may not want to restrict it to your users. You can see how the presentation comes so that you can shuffle the questions in different orders. You can show a progress bar as you go. You can show the link to submit another response at the end. So say I only want my students to take one quiz and they can't do another response. Say I do want to shuffle the question order and I want them to see their progress bar. And you can make this a quiz. By making it a quiz, you can offer immediate feedback. As soon as the students are done, they can see their missed questions and figure out why they got them wrong, which is really nice. All you have to do to make it a quiz is slide this bar over and you can click Save. Alright, so from here, adding on questions and importing images is very simple. Say we want to give our test a name. You'll click here and add in, say we're going to test about place value. You can add in a description underneath. The first question, you always want to probably make a name bar. That's one that's easy to forget. But if it is a test or quiz, you want to include a place for the students to put their name. If it's a survey, they may or may not have to. So watch as I put in name. See how it changed from multiple choice to short answer over here? If it didn't, you can always click that bar and you can see there's a large number of things to choose from, but the computer's pretty smart. It picked up that it should probably be a short answer. And for this, I don't even need to mess with the answer key because their name isn't going to be worth anything. But here, I can make this a required question by just simply clicking over, which is nice. Then they have to put their name on it and they can't forget because it's required. Alright, I'm ready to add another question, so I'm going to click Add Question here on the side, and it automatically sets it up for me. So I could say, what is the value of the 4 in 2,400? And I have different options that I can add in here. So I could say 4, come down here to add option, put 40, 400, or 4,000. So you can add in as many options as you want to. And obviously right now I'm doing a multiple choice question. Maybe I wanted to add in an image to this. If I click Add Image, I can choose an image to upload straight from my computer. I could take a snapshot, a URL. I could go to my albums or my Google Drive and upload an image straight from there. Say I wanted to upload an image from my computer. I could go to Pictures, and I'm not really sure what image would go with this question, but just for fun, we'll put in a picture. and you can see that it puts it in for you. You can make your picture large or small, and you could even give your picture a title. You can also manipulate your picture, so if you wanted it before, you can just drag it up and then it puts it in for you there as well. Say you don't want that picture, you can delete it. Alright, so when we're looking at this question, we did make this a quiz, so I want to come down here to answer key, and I can choose the point value for this question. So say I'm doing 10 questions, I could make it 10 points, and I could come over here and pick which answer is correct. So the 4 is worth 400. I click it, that is the only correct answer. I could even put in written feedback if I wanted to here, and then I can go back to edit question. I can make this a required question as well, so the students have to answer it, and then I could go to the next one. So say for the next question, I don't want them to do multiple choice. I want them to be able to pick from several different options. I could click check boxes, and here when I'm adding in my options, I can pick more than one option that is correct with the checkbox, which is a cool feature. I can also do paragraph. I can do a linear scale, so they can choose from 1 to 5, or I can even make that on a scale from 1 to 10. How do you feel about this? I could do a multiple choice grid, or I could do a multiple choice checkbox. So there are lots of different options that you can use for your questions as well. You can insert videos, you can insert selections, you can insert extra titles or descriptions to your questions as well. So if you wanted your students to watch a video and then answer a question, all you'd have to do is click the add video bar and you can search straight from YouTube, which is nice. Post in the URL and you're good to go. I want to show you a couple of completed examples so you know what they look like. This is a test that was built into Google Forms. It's a complete test, several different types of questions. There are pictures and diagrams inserted into the test. It is just a digital form. At the end, there's even a spiral review section that goes back through and adds on bonus points. The cool thing about forms is it documents everything for you. So as soon as someone takes a test, their response is documented in that form. You can click on it and it will give you a graph of the responses. You can click on the individual questions or the individual student, and it can go by student what they missed and what they got correct. You could also use Google Forms for surveys. So here, this is not a quiz. We didn't build it as a quiz. You can go through and answer your questions. You can see that linear scale here, what it looks like, with long answer text as well, and the check boxes. When this is submitted, there was no need for a name or anything like that, but you do get your responses back pretty immediately, which is nice. Google Forms is an excellent tool for your classroom, and I hope that you will play around and use it as well. Don't forget to give your form a name so that you can locate it in your drive easily.